music ended. Bummer. Okay, we're going to do this again. We're going to tear these apart and do them all over because I don't like the corners. I'm not like recording this. This probably will never be in the main video, but I just can't stand them. So during lunch, I went out and grabbed my grinder and took some corners and ground the little nubs off. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, these little corner brackets, which we've all seen in 3D printing and CNC and everything, made of aluminum, they're just cast aluminum. They have these little nubs. And what they normally do, and they're a good thing normally, is if you put it like this, they line the nub up and keep in the channel. Keep it lined up with the channel. Problem is, the minute you turn it 90 degrees, the little nub is holding it up. It's hitting the face, and it's holding it up off. I don't know if you can see it. It's holding it up off the aluminum, and it makes it so it can rock and not sit flat. So I ground them all off, so now they'll sit flat. So I'm replacing all of them on both the Y and the ZX/ gantries, because it just drives me nuts, especially like on these big plates. It's like standing up off of it. See right there? It's making it so it's not sitting there proper. What's up, Viking? Come jump in. This isn't whoops. This isn't a official CNC video or anything. This is just a hangout. Okay, why won't it let me pin it? That's bizarre. It's not letting me pin to the top. Nubless. Come hang out. There's the for some reason it's not letting me it's letting me pin you. I can't click on my own post and pin it to the top. Is that freaking bizarre or what? It's like literally here, I'm going to share my screen so you can see what it's doing. It's really bizarre. Like if I click on Shane's here, I can come down and say pin to top, pin message. For some reason, my own message, it's not letting me do it. It's just going weird. Oh, it's not showing the link? Why not? That's weird. Will it show it if I do it in here? Did it show up that time? Pin message. Must have. That was weird. Now it's there. Come hang out. Just BS. I'm just doing this as a rebuild because I don't like it. I don't like these nubs. Nobody nubs. I do have to use 8mm screws now going into the extrusion. So let's take it all apart after I built it this morning. We have a Shane.
Now to find where my camera is.
I was going to say, it's pointing at something plastic, dude.
Oh, there we go.
I thought it was your hairy ass arm for a minute.
No.
What's up, man?
I thumbed the camera, so it's gonna be all blurry for a second.
So is it just me, or are the little nubs on these things annoying? Or is it just me being obnoxiously anal?
I'm not actually following the nubless part. I was actually kind of curious what that was about.
Here, I'll show you. See these?
Oh, those, yes. I have them on here.
I grind the nubs off. Well, if you put it in a channel and the nub sits in the channel, the hell? Oh, what are you cleaning the lead?
Yeah.
That was bizarre, man. Oh, you got a haircut, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was going to say I was going to try and get mine done today. I was walking down, and my neighbor cuts my hair for me now and again. Mm-hmm. And she was driving out with a canoe on her car. So I was like, yeah, well, I guess it's not happening today. But if the nubs are going in a channel like they were originally designed, that's fine. When they're going to a face and they just rock around, I can't. No, it's got to go away. It just drives me nuts. But you do have to switch the screws because they give you longer screws because of the nub. So luckily I have plenty of these screws. Like plenty. Which is why I think open builds kind of kiss my ass somewhat. Not that they really kiss my ass, but they they certainly took care of me when I was having the problems with getting the aluminum extrusions delivered, which still haven't been delivered and still haven't been moved. They're still in New Jersey as far as tracking is concerned to this day. They sent me out brand new ones like immediately. It was less than a week, and I had them in 7 days.
Damn.
After ordering, not after, not receiving. I had them 2 days after not receiving. So yeah, and I mean that's a lot of that. They took a loss on this machine. There's no way they're making money on it. They sent me all the big aluminum extrusion out again, all of it. It's a big freaking almost 6 foot long freaking box.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to lose. So I don't know what happened. I think your theory is correct though. With the it got damaged.
Yeah. Okay, what's going on here? Oh. Yeah, I mean, I like these corners. They work really well. They're strong as crap. But when you have them butting into a flat face, you got to take those nubs off. It just drives me nuts. Nubless. Going nubless. So how is your bed wobbling around that bad?
The screws came loose. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna have to figure out a different standoff because I might be melting the standoffs.
Yeah. See, this is why I'm doing it. Check this one out. I don't know. Will it show it? See how it's all like crooked?
Yeah.
Not like straight. Drives me nuts. And you know what? It probably holds just fine. It may actually hold even better because the nub's kind of digging into the extrusion and stiffening it up, if that makes sense. I mean, I could just be making excuses too. I don't know, but I can't. Just OCD of me is just not allowing it. And if I had the time, energy, and money, I'd probably just order a buttload of their black ones. Have you seen their black ones?
I don't think so.
Test? They have a CNC machine version of this corner bracket that are to die for. I mean, they're gorgeous, but they're kind of pricey. They're not cast. They're made out of a solid piece of aluminum. Check that thing out. Where'd he go?
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm just like right off the screen.
Oh, I mean, they are really well machined and they're smooth and they're perfectly square and they're just and they're like billet aluminum. They're one piece, machine, and they're gorgeous, but they're also like $4 a piece.
Yeah, as soon as you say billet, that's dollar signs right there.
Yeah, well, that's a big ass. Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a big ass piece of freaking aluminum, man. The other thing I'm doing right now is I'm squaring these suckers up right now. And look at that. It is square. Oh, maybe it's not.
So what do you do to take the nubbins off? Just hit it with like a sanding disc, or?
I hit it with my grinder. I'm actually, I don't know if you can hear my printer going. I've done it a few times with my router, which does it a lot nicer, cleaner, neater. It ends up, putting a little bit of a channel in it instead.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of don't mind that, and it's just a neater, cleaner cut. So I designed when I decided I was going to do it, I designed a little brackety thing that I'm 3D printing that should, in theory, take one of these and you just snap it into it, run the router over it, pull it out, turn it 90 degrees, snap it in, run the router over it. It should be a lot faster and cleaner, hopefully. It's pretty darn straight. See if I can keep it there while I tighten these two up. Oh my God. And they just sit square and everything when they're like this. It's just so much nicer. Yep, right. I mean, this thing is so beefy anyways. You see this freaking thing, dude?
Yeah.
Were you watching it all this morning?
I didn't watch it this morning, but I've seen pictures of that, and that's like, it looks like it's pretty.
Yeah. You don't get it till you see this freaking monstrosity.
Yeah.
This is the freaking main head. Dude, this is like over 10 pounds right here. It's just solid freaking aluminum. And the goddamn monster Nemo freaking 23 motor.
Yeah, hopefully it's ends up being as sturdy as it looks.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's big.
Yeah.
So it's still aluminum. Yeah, it's a lot of C-channel and stuff, but I know it's going to have some flex. I mean, it's aluminum.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point of aluminum is it's strong, but aluminum has flex. That's all there is to it. So I've talked to a lot of people and they're like, will it cut aluminum? Not that I care. I'm mostly buying it for wood. They're like, if you want to do aluminum now and again, it'll probably do it. You'll have to cut slow. I'm like, that's all I need to know. Because what I'd actually like to do is design another one, much smaller. Have this one cut the parts for it.
Mm-hmm.
And make one that does just aluminum. I'm thinking I'll build like I'll make and sell 3D printer parts, brackets and stuff. What's that company that used to make the fancy angle brackets for all the Folger Tech printers?
I have no idea.
Something 975 or something. They had a weird name.
715 makers?
Yeah. They started, I know they actually do other stuff now, but they started replacing all the little cheap wooden brackets on the.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I don't know if you ever looked at a Folger Tech. They all had the particle board corners and stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it cheap. And it was. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, why would they do that? It's a $500, 300 cubed printer. That was a square.
Yeah.
It was a cube. It wasn't a bed slinger. That was cheaper than like the CR10 was. Yeah, it had issues, but it was a kit. It wasn't, it was made to be one of those, you buy it and modify it. Yeah, you could build it and run it right out of the box, but it didn't even come with, a cooling part fan. It was made to be a kit. Which is kind of what this is. But yeah, they make really fancy stuff. And I'm hoping I can make some really, really, really fancy stuff. And like Zach had those plates made for his homemade little whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
It's like if I have a fancy little CNC machine, stuff like that, he can go, hey, Tom, I want you to make me this. And I can make it instead of whoever he had to do it, make it.
Yeah, it was Suncat Send.
Which is the ultimate plan, is to not, I just want to do this I want to work.
Yeah.
I'm tired of sitting here in this house just babysitting my mother when, in all reality, all I need to be is here. Like, if she falls down right now, even though she's 2 stories down, I can hear her, But I can't go to work. I can't, get a job, go to work, take off, because then if she falls down, there's nobody here.
Yeah.
But if I do this kind of stuff, I can work from home and be around. Yeah, I'll still be out in the garage a lot of times, but even that, I'm going to do most of the work here in the house, and then, walk out there with a freaking SD card or something. And actually, that's the other thing I've discovered. Repetier server, I actually paid for it.
Yep.
I mean, I like it anyways. I kind of like it better than Octoprint. It has a CNC server built into it.
It does.
Yeah, come to find out.
Okay. Well, that's
So I was like, you know what? It's worth $50. Even if I don't like it, I like Repetier anyways. I had the $50. Not that I have money, but as you all know, I'm very, very, very poor. I sold a buttload of my tools, mine and my father's tools. Like a buttload. Like pretty much everything. So I could do this. So I had, I'm not dead ass broke like I have been. I'm still pretty broke in reality, but I'm not. For the next month or so, I won't be nickeling diming myself like I have been for the last 2 or 3 years. I have a little bit of money in the bank and a little play. And my oldest brother and I put some money in the bank so I can pay the taxes on this house, so we can at least keep it another year, hopefully. The other bills might be an issue, but we think we can pull it off. So we at least have another year in the house as it sits right now, which is better than I was expecting to have to move my mother out in 2 months.
Yeah.
Because the minute the taxes came, we were done. And now we can pay the taxes, hopefully. Hopefully, which is a good thing.
That's having a place to live is always nice.
Well, I'm not worried about me. I mean,
Yeah.
I was just going to move in with my brother anyways. We've always, it's funny, the youngest and the oldest, I'm the youngest and he's the oldest. We've always just gotten along. We think alike, we work alike, we act alike. Of all my brothers, he's my most brother, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, all my brothers are awesome. But they all have differences, and me and him are alike. He's just 10 years older than me. Okay. I squared that up, and yet it's not square. What's up with that?
That's actually kind of surprising. There's somebody older than you.
Yeah, well, he's literally the thing is when I was young, my father got sick years and years and years ago. And when he first got sick, my oldest brother got an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
During the summers when I wasn't in school, I just moved in with him. So I lived with him since I was 13. I'd still come home on the weekends and stuff like that, but my oldest brother was just like, Ma, I can take care of Tom. He's easy. That's one less person you have to deal with when dad's sick, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've always just gotten along. And my middle brother usually was living with him too. He's the most similar to us two. The other two, there's 5 of us. It's like Rick, Larry, me are all similar, and then Mark and Chris are very super geeky, like, you know, they're both computer freaking super geeks, and Chris is an electronics engineer, and Mark's a computer scientist, and, you know, the rest are all like, give me a freaking hammer and we'll go build something.
Yeah.
Or blow something up. We like blowing stuff up too. I need my glasses. Can't see without them. Drives me nuts. Yeah, that's a little better.
Yeah, so this is one of the things I'm working on here. This is my hillbilly chamber heater.
Chamber heater? Is it the string printery thing?
Yeah. It's the heated bed off of another printer. I just got it stuffed in the bottom of the other one. And I'm just heating it up. It's the heat chamber.
Oh, that looks so much nicer without the stupid little boobies under there.
Yeah.
It's all tight and smooth, and it just, I don't know, it just makes me feel better.
Yeah, and really thinking about it, it's probably actually better that they're smooth because you got more surface area contacting it.
Well, yeah, and they're square and they're straight, and they, you know, they automatically square up to everything, you know?
Yeah.
Because the faces are flat, so I don't know. I just don't like those little, again, if they're in a channel where they belong, that's one thing. When they're just hanging out, being boobs, making everything stick off, that one's done already. All I got is 4 or 8 more or whatever to do on this monstrosity. Oh my god, this thing's so freaking heavy. This thing is a monster. I still can't get over how big this freaking head is. It is freaking huge. And I mean huge. And I'm going to lose that T-nut if I do that. Gosh darn it. I'm going to have to set it like this on that carriage and just work on it.
You want to know what's great about aluminum?
What?
When you have magnetic T-nuts like that. You can use you can just use a magnet on them.
Yeah, it's the other thing I'm not too fond of with this thing. Here at cars. Wonder if somebody's here. I guess not. These are the stamped steel T-nuts.
Mm.
You know, where they just dimple it and then thread it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of big on the aluminum extruded, you know, cut ones.
Mm-hmm.
More. I mean, I think these are fine. Matter of fact, I might replace them on this one while I got it open. It's just I think you get more threading with the aluminum ones, so you get more bite, more strength. And you know what? I got a huge bag of them. I just got somewhere. I think I'm going to use some of them because I do like them better, quite a bit better. What did I do with that huge bag of them? This thing locked down. Oh, here's some.
Yeah, these are the styles that I have.
Yeah, I'm going to use these on this. They're just beefier, you know, and you get more. Yeah, these are longer, quite a bit longer. Mm-hmm. And they're tapered, so when you got to slide them on, even though I was fighting like a dog with them this morning, wishing I didn't have to slide them on, they are easier to slide on than these. Yeah. But I kind of like these better. I think I'm going to use them.
The slide-in ones definitely have a bit, like they fit a lot better.
Yeah. Well, these aren't turn-in. Mm-hmm. They don't spin in. They're not the spin-in shitty ones. They're just stamped sheet metal. And I don't think they're as strong, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Get that screw though. There it is. And I think on this one, I want the beefier bite. So I'm going to put them in there. And I think I'm going to order even more and replace even more of them. I like how I'm modifying this thing before I even finish building it. Well, it's funny when I was talking to Barry. You know who Barry is, right? RC CNC or whatever he is.
Oh, I didn't know his name.
Yeah. That's what he does for a living. Is he designs and builds industrial ones, $20, $30, $40,000 ones of these things. Most of them are like 6, 10 freaking axis, whatever, spin around, have a lathe, crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Not like this little rinky-dink thing. But he's like, enough, the first thing you're going to do is no matter which one you buy, you're going to want to change it. He's like, you could build one. You know enough, you could build one from scratch. There's really not a lot of difference than a regular 3D printer. The thing is it just needs to be stronger. But the actual construction of it isn't that much different than a 3D printer. And it isn't really. Those are 8s, these are 10s. Those can go away. I can use these 2 up. I do like the way Open Builds did a lot of this stuff, though. The few things I can complain about, I don't care about. So far, looking at this thing, it's worth every freaking penny I paid for it. Put it that way.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's better than buying something and it's like having regret about it. So,
yeah. Well, the only regret is I could have gotten an even better one for a couple $100 less if I had time to order it from China.
Mm-hmm.
Then it comes with linear rails instead of freaking wheels and a couple other minor things. Comes with a spindle instead of just a router. Comes with a true spindle, that's a big bonus. But whatever. And I'm probably going to put a spindle on. Me and my brother are already talking about it. It's like, I have the router. I own one of those exact same DeWalt routers already.
Yeah.
So I didn't need to buy the router in the first place. I ordered it without it. And, yeah. I'm probably going to buy a spindle for it eventually. I was going to just go out and do it, and me and my brother were talking about it, and we're like, you know what, let's just use the router for now. For one, save a little bit of money. Maybe there's something else expensive that we're going to want that we don't think about or don't know about yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, we could still use it with the router. And 2, if we're going to beat the crap out of something, let's beat the crap out of my old-ass router.
Yeah.
Brand new spindle. And again, I bought a whole pack of like $20 for a pack of like 40 freaking end mills. Why? Because I know I'm going to break them. So why buy expensive ones that I know I'm just going to break?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I haven't broken one yet, knock on wood.
Yeah, it is surprising.
I mean, considering I friction welded polycarbonate with one, so I could have swore I was gonna, pull it away and find that I broke it off.
That looks so much nicer having those flat and tight. Tighten everything up. Oh crap. How am I going to do this? I have to do it over here. Oh boy! That thing weighs a ton. need to get to this side. 10 millimeter. 8 millimeter. Crappy titted bracket. Crappy stamped T-nut. I'll still use those T-nuts. I'll use them on a printer without a heartbeat. Printer doesn't need any more beef. I don't know. Maybe those steel freaking T-nuts might be stronger. I don't know, but I highly doubt it. Highly, highly, highly doubt it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say there.
Well, like I said, you're just not getting as much threading bite. I can just see these stripping out really easy. There's literally like 3 turns of threading, and that's all you get. Which if I can get, 8 or 10 instead of 3, damn straight I'm gonna.
Well, yeah, of course they're going to be stronger because for some reason I was thinking those T-nuts would be, being aluminum, but they're not. They're actually steel.
Well, these are steel.
Yeah.
I'm replacing them with aluminum.
Oh, yours are aluminum?
Yeah, I'm going to replace them with aluminum.
Yeah, the ones that I have are actually steel. I can move them around with a magnet.
Are they? Let me look. They might be.
Yeah.
You're right. They are steel. I thought they were aluminum. So, yeah, they're going to be way stronger than these. I didn't even realize. I thought they were aluminum.
Yeah.
I mean, one's a stamped piece of sheet metal with threading cut in it, and the other one is cast and then cut. Well, I'm guessing it's just an extruded pipe, rod, whatever, in the shape. And then they cut it and thread it from the looks of it. Whatever. I didn't realize they were steel. Well, you say that. Yeah, they move with the magnet. Because this puppy's magnetized.
Yeah, because that's how I adjust those is I just take a magnet and move them around.
Yeah, now that you say that, I remember I've done that before too. It's also actually driven me nuts a few times because then you move it around with a magnet tip and you go to pull the magnet tip away.
Yep.
And the thing shifts on you because it sticks to the magnet. Oh, I gotta put a T-nut in there. I'm trying to screw it to nothingness. I'm like, wait, isn't this screw? Freaking screw it into anything? Because there's nothing there to screw into. They just sit so much flatter and nicer. I don't know why they make them all with those tits on them. You'd think they'd make some of them without.
Yeah, I would have thought that they would have had them separated out too.
I mean, again, Open Builds has their own. And they give you some for the front because these are too tall. They'll actually hit the wheel. So you have to use them in certain areas. These black ones. But, yeah. And again, the cast ones are fine. I mean, they work. They do the job. They do the job they were intended to do. I think these not stamped ones, like slide around when you got to align them. I think they slide back and forth smoother too. I I just like them better. I think they have a better bite.
Okay.
And that, my friends, is that. Oh, what was that? Something went kafunky over on my printer.
Uh-oh.
Almost sounded like the roll bound up. That noise when the roll tensions up and goes, I'm going to pull off your freaking roller stand.
Yeah.
But it didn't. I think it was just too tight of a wind in one spot and all of a sudden it released.
Kind of like this roll of filament here. I had to unwind like half of it to get the twists out of it.
Yeah, I've had some that were wound so tight it wasn't like knotted or anything. It was just wound so tight, it was having a hard time unwinding. They were like jammed into each other.
Yeah, that's what I think that was kind of what was happening here. It wasn't wound like with precision, so it was wound tight without precision, so everything was kind of like bound up a bit.
That is so much better. I'm so happy I did that. It was worth the freaking hour it's taken me to grind them down and switch them over. At least in my mind it is. And my mind is your mind, and your mind is my mind, and my mind is your mind.
Whoa, man.
The whole mindy thing?
Yeah.
You probably never heard that. You ain't old enough, huh?
No.
Back in the late 60s, early 70s, there was this dude called the Prophet Omega who was like this hippie, dude that was like big in the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And Adrian Blue?
Nope.
He was the lead guitar player for most of like a lot of bands. He was the lead guitar for every single David Bowie like studio album. Whenever David Bowie needed someone else to play when he couldn't, because they were all playing together, kind of recording an album back then. Adrian Blue did it. Well, he used to write his own music. But anyways, this Prophet Omega guy made a speech. If I remember correctly, it was like 71 or 72 in like New York Square or something. Anyways, Adrian Blue put it to music, and it's actually pretty good. I am what I am, and that's all I am, and I am it. You gotta hear it. It's actually really good. If you've never heard it, look up Adrian Blue, Belew, not the color blue, and look up I Am What I Am by Adrian Blue.
Alrighty.
And the Prophet Omega. It's entertaining to just listen. Some of y'all out there right now have such bad luck. Amen. If you would sit down by a pond, a whirlwind will come up and choke you to death. This is how bad luck y'all is. It's funny. Couldn't hit a barn with a baseball bat. You got to hear it. It's funny as crap. And the music is just awesome. What am I just printing, yo? Come hang out with us, yo. You can do it. I know you can. Okay, how do I delete this thing? Stop screen. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Sergio's here. I didn't know Sergio was here. I haven't really been watching the chat. What's going on in the chat? It's 1:40.
Yeah.
How many people are even watching? We got a whole 11 people watching us, Shane.
Uh-oh.
Got a whole 11 people watching me and your like room. Yeah. What the hell does your shirt say? It's got a frowny cloud on it.
There's no cloud. It's just someone else's computer.
Oh, yeah. Well, that actually makes sense. I don't get the whole cloud thing. Why do people like the cloud?
Convenience.
So someone else can have all your information? I don't even see it as a convenience. I see it more annoying. I'd rather have my hard drive here and go click, put on my hard drive. I get if you're a business guy, like traveling around and all you want to carry is your little Chromebook.
Mm-hmm. That
I get. To force it on everybody because those particular people like it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it was one of the annoying things that I had with Fusion 360 is I constantly had to tell it use my local hardware because it's faster than your Fusion, servers basically.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about Fusion. But that's only when saving. I mean, when you're working in Fusion, it's still local. It's only when you go to save, and that's one thing I hate about it, is I go to save, and it's literally do, and it won't let you quit because it's saving.
Yeah.
It sits there and thinks and uploads the file, and it's slow as piss. And
yeah, I was having problems with like rendering. Like I would, make something make a prop or something, and I'd want to make it look pretty for them, like show them what it looks like.
Yeah.
And it would constantly try and use their servers, and that's like...
Yeah, the rendering is all done on their servers.
Yeah. Well, you could choose to do... Yeah.
Are those 8s or 10s? Those are 8s. Those belong in the 8s bag. If y'all were wondering, I have no shortage of their screws. I absolutely love open build screws. Those low profile blackhead freaking screws are awesome. My favoriteest in the whole wide world. And I have since found their Chinese supplier. And they're so cheap. They're actually cheaper than the cheap ones you get off of freaking Amazon. Because it's like 89 cents for 10 screws.
Mm-hmm.
Which still isn't cheap. But if you buy them from China direct, they're like $5 for 100. Instead of $10 for 100. Now you have to pay shipping, which is absorbent. But it's still, if you buy enough of them, it ends up being cheaper, which I may do soon. Or just buy them from open builds. I don't mind. The little bit of money they charge me extra to have them is convenient that I get them in a couple of days instead of waiting a month.
Yeah, I was looking at parts for the Enraged Rabbit, and I'd have to buy most of the parts from AliExpress. So I'm pretty sure that would be a kind of a long wait for that.
Yep. It would be. We have a Viking.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Sup, Vampire Viking?
I've been out in the sun today, so shut up.
I was going to say, I think I can see sunshine shining behind you. Oh, that's a little glowy cube thing. What is that?
Oh, that's my server. That's only a LED light that hangs up here. Yeah.
Oh, that's part of the computer?
No, it's totally separate. But, yeah.
So it is one of them LED glowy, change colory light things like everybody's doing.
Yeah, light strips.
But different. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Here's one of the first things I'm thinking of doing. Check this out. See this wall back here? All bare? Yeah. I wanted to do something like Monkey did, Jordan.
Yeah.
But his is way like he's way more ambitious than I am. That's just overkill. But I'm thinking I'm gonna do like take a tree. I got a bunch of trees that my neighbor cut up that fell down on her, and they're just maybe just short of a foot in diameter, and they got rot in the middle.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna cut out the rot with the CNC, put like my 3D little llama logo in it.
Yeah.
Do a backsplash for the wall behind it, and then light it, and then like CNC my logo or 3D print llama in the wood, but then have my logo in plastic in the middle. So when you light it, the logo's, the color of my logo, but with a wood border. I think that'll look cool.
Yeah, sounds good. Do it.
Much less ambitious than Jordan's 8 million part frickin' thing that he decided he didn't like to mount it. Start it all over again.
Yeah.
That's what that thing's like 8 feet long too.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's nice. I mean, it's freaking awesome. And I won't do all the lighting like he's got. I won't. It'll just be like one color. I might just put like a LED light bulb behind it.
Yeah, that works. So yeah,
I don't have all that ambition for all that electronics. At least not yet.
No, I'm not that far along with that stuff either. But I'm getting there.
Kind of why I wanted this monster machine is we're talking about doing like fancy like end tables and coffee tables and I can put a full freaking I can put a full coffee table top on that CNC machine, cut it out, put lighting in it or whatever, pour resin on top, whatever.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And carve designs in the coffee tables and stuff.
I would love to have space for something like that.
I really don't either. My van is very upset because it's outside right now. Because it don't fit in there.
Yeah.
It takes up too much damn room. Although I think we've got it figured out. If we put it in the corner, we were measuring that when he was here yesterday. If we put it really tight up against the back wall, and stuck it all the way in the back, I think I can get the van in. I'm just going to have to put like I think what I'll do is do the whole tennis ball from the ceiling that comes down and hit your windshield. So it hits my windshield before I hit the freaking CNC machine.
And then you buy a new car and crash.
No, I'm not worried about the van. The van will blow that CNC machine right over. My van is freaking solid. I've pulled freaking semi trucks out of freaking stuck mud with it. The thing is like overly beefed. It's a 1-ton minivan. It's a 1-ton minivan. Think about that. Yeah. Most of those are 8-ton, quarter-ton. The people carrier version of that are 8-ton. The cargo ones are quarter-ton. That's a 1-ton. If you look at my van, it like the rear end's all jacked way up in the air. I've got, I think, 22 and a half, 23-inch clearance on that van. It's freaking huge. Yeah. It's a minivan. It's a little minivan, all jacked up in the air.
Yeah.
Rides like a dream. Everyone that gets in, it's like, this thing must ride like crap. It's all jacked up, because you jack up a pickup truck or something, it gets all rocker. This thing rides. It's one of the reasons I haven't gotten rid of it. It rides better than most cars. Yeah. It rides so smooth. It doesn't, like roll over when you go around the corner. It doesn't do that whole van, feel like your steering wheel's over here feel. It doesn't do any of that. And you load it up, it gets even better. When you load it up and the rear end levels out, if I fill it up with tools and lumber, it rides like a freaking dream.
Nice. So you do,
and it gets 12 miles per gallon. Which is why I don't drive it too much anymore.
Yeah, I understand.
12 miles per gallon.
Yeah, the screen printer with a heater.
Can't even tell what you're doing there. All I see is shiny plastic face.
It's nice.
Stringity. So that's the stringy printer, huh?
I don't
even see a bed in it. All you see is a little thin sheet of aluminum for a bed. Is that all you got on there? Oh, there's the bed.
Yeah.
Is that cork under there?
Yeah, cork insulation.
It almost looks like a piece of freaking particle board. I'm like, what'd you do? Make the bed out of particle board?
Oh, yeah. I'll be working
I want my little
on,
router bracket to freaking be done. I don't think it's going to be big enough now I'm looking at it.
I'll be working on the image today in Fusion. So, that's some progress.
Always.
You can try sharing the screen, see.
I mean, this came out so perfect the first time.
Yeah.
It's still fucked up. Have yet to this day release the
Can
file.
you see it? Yeah, there.
Oh, when are you going to enclose it?
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
plan.
look at you with your little fancy hexagon all going down the front of it.
Yeah, I'll probably do one or two things. Have a nanoleaf style on each hexagon, or make an infinity mirror. I was originally planning to do an infinity mirror inside, but
What's the little dude in there?
it's the Viking.
Oh, it's a little Viking. Who did that Viking? That's not the one I did.
No, it's one I paid for years ago.
That
Before.
almost looks like the cartoon there, Viking, with the ogre.
Hagar.
Yeah. Well, no, I was thinking the ogre one there with what's his name, the ogre cartoon that's all popular. The hell's the name of it? It's
Shrek.
Oh,
yeah.
Shrek. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was my mic muted that entire time?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
We were talking in, you weren't answering, and Viking was answering for you. No problem.
This Viking is based on my old logo. My new logo is based on my old logo. But
is that an actual STL? I want that. That thing actually looks cool.
Yeah, it's on my website.
Did you have that made, or is that one you just bought randomly off the line?
I had that made of my old logo. And it's got an axe on the back. You probably let me see.
Send me the STL, dude. I want to print that. I think that's kind of cool.
It's on my website. Just go to makerviking.com and downloads.
Huh?
Makerviking.com and downloads. It's there.
Oh, it's there?
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a makerviking.com.
No, it's Makerviking everywhere.
Hey, do it.
Makerviking.com. Y'all heard that. Go there. Download stuff.
Yeah, there's only 2 downloads available now, but yeah, that's the fastest way of doing it. I also have stuff on Thingiverse and crucial printers, Fangs. Yeah. I'm not the most productive designer, but I have some designs out.
I'm still up in the air with things. I don't know if I like them or not.
Yeah, the website looks pretty decent.
It's well done. I will give them that. But there's no all there is their version of the preview. You can't add photos. You can't see what people, what it looks like printed. It's really a fucking, pardon my French, it's really a pain in the butt to, and they have improved it since I bitched about it to do multi, part builds.
Yeah.
It's way better than it was at first.
Yeah,
but
I haven't used it too much.
I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff about it.
Yeah.
That and how are they making money?
Yeah, it might be a long-term goal, but yeah.
I mean, they're handing out money left and right.
Yeah, true.
But not attached to anybody like Ultimaker or
I guess they have investors at least. One reason might be to get well known in the community pretty quick, then monetize.
Well, they are owned by the company that designs the geometry recognition software.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know, that's their big thing. Is like you can You can upload something and say, "Oh, is there something similar to this?" And it'll actually do a search by geometry instead of just text. That's their like claim to fame originally.
Yeah, unique selling points.
And they sell that. They sell that software.
Yeah.
And that's their mother company. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a real big seller to me. That they're making all that kind of money and they're handing out, $50 Amazon freaking gift cards and like 10 streams a fucking week. And
that's why I'm thinking there's a long-term strategy behind it. So
yeah, I mean, but you still got to have money in the beginning.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little snarky and be like, they've got all this recognition stuff. However, that turn around, like people, like a popular person like Chaos Cortec will upload something, and there'll be like 20 other people at the same, like that have downloaded and just re-uploaded it.
Yeah. There's like 3 of their, the dude, what do you call that? The guy holding the freaking diamonds or whatever in both of his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
There's like 4 edits of that. One with dollar signs instead of diamonds. One with the dogs. All like exactly the same model with something else in their hand.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I haven't talked to Chelsea or what's his name or I keep calling him Glenn. It's not Glenn, is it?
No. I can't remember either.
It's so sad. I knew them through him first. Now I can't think of his name. Anyway, Garrett, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
They might say it's okay. Cool. Look at the edits of our thing. That's fine too. People do it to my stuff all the time. There's, that stupid grease gun attachment I have for greasing LMUs. There's probably 20 alterations of that on Thingiverse now.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't give a crap. I've literally, people have like emailed me and say, "Hey, how'd you do it? Can you make me one of these?" And I'm like, "Do you know how to use Fusion?" They're like, "Well, maybe." I'm like, "Well, here's the Fusion files. Do it yourself."
Yeah.
Just upload it. Once you're done, upload it so everyone can use it. I want to attach it to my tube of goo. Fine, here, you do it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't even use LMUs anymore.
No.
These freaking motors.
I never use them.
Are just so huge.
Yeah. NEMA 23?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're super high torque. They're actually geared in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which is weird because usually you have like the little round gearing tube.
Mm-hmm.
Because the regular ones are like, I don't know, 10 millimeters shorter. It's an extra, I don't know, 15 or $20 to get the high torque ones. And I was like, yeah, let's get the high torque ones.
Yeah.
It's not even dicking around for $20.
No, that's pretty cheap. Anyways. Yeah, conversion.
This thing is wicked freaking cool.
Yeah.
I mean, just look, that's just the head.
Yeah. Imagine having a printer with that heavy head. Ringing galore.
Huh?
Imagine having a printer with that heavy head.
Okay, this thing's 10 pounds. This weighs more than that whole printer. Hell, these motors probably weigh more than all the motors on that printer. These things weigh a ton. The only thing I really don't like is just these two here, and I think I know why, because all the rest of them are mounted on 4, and it's because the motor comes up, and I bet the head would hit.
Yeah.
If there was another one here. But I might put one there, because if it would hit here, it's going to hit here. So I might get another one and just grind out where the motor comes up. Just make it smaller, because I don't like the just 2 holding that.
No.
There's enough torque where even though it's stationary, it could twist those.
Yeah, it could.
This thing's freaking... Dude, see this thing? This is like 10 mil solid cast aluminum.
Nice.
These tops. They're huge. Yeah. How thick are they?
Oh.
Let's find out just how thick they are. I think they're more than 10. They are. They're 12.5.
Yeah.
That's just insane. How big are these plates? They're like 4s. Nope, they're 6s. The main plates are 6 millimeters thick. Solid.
Hopefully, I can get a CNC after a while too. But
I really didn't want this big monstrosity at first. I was like, dude, let's just get a little $200 one of them cheapo ones off of Amazon.
yeah, 3018s or 3020.
You know, they do maybe a 6x6 inch square.
Yeah.
And, stick with it first. Figure it out. Not spend thousands and thousands of dollars on this monstrosity. My brother's like, go for it or don't do it. I'm like, whatever, man, it's your money.
But yeah, the 3018s are pretty nice for the price. I would probably go 3080 plus with just metal instead of there's plastic end caps and stuff. So they're more stable. But I'm looking to mill aluminum. So
yeah. Well, again, this is supposedly can print aluminum.
Yeah.
Not for printing aluminum, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can do it. It's not like you're gonna screw it up over time, and it's not gonna be the most accurate.
Yeah, the wheels probably will wear out of maybe flex a bit too on the new.
Yeah, the whole thing, it's just too big. It's just too big to do aluminum. There's going to be enough flex. Just its lengths and sizes in the aluminum extrusions, it's gonna flex.
Yeah.
But if you do it slow enough, it'll burn through it.
Yeah, it'll probably work.
Instead of trying to, bite a quarter inch in the aluminum, you do, 1 or 2 millimeter layers and just let it go around a dozen times instead of trying to, drive the bit in and take out a whole bunch of material at once.
Yeah, I think the wheels probably are the weakest link in that regard.
I used to think that, and looking at the tolerances and everything, the wheels really aren't that bad.
No, they shouldn't be bad, but probably more.
I mean, again, we're not talking like a printer. We have 2 stacks of them.
Yeah, and they're polycarb.
Huh?
Yeah,
they're the polycarb instead of the whatever the other ones are. I mean, they're not as strong as, they're not as rigid as linear rail is, but they're better than LMUs for this, actually.
Yeah, they are.
For sure. Well, they make LMU like rails. They're like half clamp LMUs. You ever seen those? They go on big
I've seen
rails.
Them. Yeah.
They actually ride on an I-beam instead of just a rod.
Mm-hmm.
Those are pretty stiff, and everyone's saying these are actually better if you have enough of them. Because they're easy. They're actually easier to keep clean. They both pick up dirt. These pick up dirt. Those pick up dirt. There's dirt. I mean, there's going to be sawdust, flakes, whatever. That's part of the CNC.
Yeah.
With this, you can just take a vacuum and clean it out. With the LMUs, it gets in there, you're screwed.
Yeah, the linear rails also could have an issue with that, but you can buy plastic. I don't know if it's called accordion or some flexible.
The big ones for CNCs have wipers on them on each end.
Yeah, that too. But you can get plastic covers that's flexible.
Yeah, accordions.
Yeah,
all the little bellow things.
Yeah.
Which I'm thinking about putting on this anyways, because I think I have some outside that might fit it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about designing a CNC myself too. I designed it mostly here, but using C-beams and have the ball screws on the back side on the X-axis and on the outside on the Y-axis. Should cover the ball screws pretty good at least, and also have the linear rails on the outside.
Yeah, that's what's nice about this is it's all designed with these are inside the C-beam, so I literally can put some kind of plate on it. Something that would, because I can literally put the plate on it and have it slide behind this plate.
Yeah, just print it.
The only thing I got to figure out is how to give a slot for the actual push pin. To go up and down. You can still cover a lot of it.
Use some brushes.
Yeah.
a
A lot of guys are putting little mini blowers on them. I'm watching them. They put a blower on the bit. Then they actually put blowers on the rails and stuff. So when it starts to move, there's little air blowers that blow all the material out of the way.
Yeah, that could work.
It's a lot of air blowers, man. There's a buttload of wheels on this thing.
Later, I'll come at you. Have fun.
Later, old curmudgeon.
Sales conversion.
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 Oh.
Yeah, this thing's.
I'll be back.
Uh-oh.
Oh, got a phone call, so.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
It's usually how it goes with the phone call.
Hello, we've heard that your warranty on your car is running out.
Yeah.
We'd like to sell you. Dude, I don't have a warranty on my freaking 20-year-old van that's got 280,000 miles on it. Why are you calling me?
Oh, you mean the 1970 Plymouth Scamp that I have sitting out there? There's a warranty on that, you mean?
Wow, I didn't know my warranty was running out on that. Wow. What do I got to do to fix that? I mean, how freaking stupid do you got to be to fall for that?
Yeah. Yeah, they've gotten smart enough where they realize that I'm fucking with them, so.
I don't even bother fucking with them. The minute it comes up, that's the one good thing about like the cell phones now and my home phone, my Comcast phone, it comes right up because my Comcast phone, when I'm watching TV, the TV comes up with telephone call from, and it'll come up and say spam likely.
Yeah,
just block it, and that's the other thing. You can say ignore blah blah blah, or you can just tell it to block. And if it's a number I don't know and it comes up and says spam likely, block it. I don't want to hear from them. Goodbye. Can't call again. But they just changed the number. Do it again an hour later. It's weird. I get days. I'll get 4 or 5 of them in a day. It's like, will you just stop? Why are you bothering people?
Yeah, sometimes that little pop-up thing shows up, sometimes it does not, so that's kind of where I run into it. Be like, oh, it's a person, because it's this area code. Because I've been waiting for a phone call back from the plumbers for that stupid line replacement.
Line replacement?
The galvanized line coming into the house.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably should have that replaced.
Yeah, I can get it replaced under a grant, but the one company is dragging their feet, so I'm going to just go pay the extra $300 and go with the other guy. Because I'm not going to deal with a company that won't return phone calls.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. They won't return phone calls when they're trying to make money. They ain't certainly going to return your phone calls when they got a problem. They're going to come back and fix it.
And the chances are, they're probably going back and fixing a bunch of shit because
that's why they're not making phone calls.
Yeah, and the other guy, it got reduced down to 2, and the other guy is actually pretty cool about everything. So
yeah, and you don't want to go with the lowest guy generally.
No.
If you do all 3 bids,
yeah,
they should be all within a little bit of each other. And usually you want the guy in the middle or the guy on the top, depending on how little the spread is.
Yeah, I only had to get 2 of them. And the other thing, too, is, nobody got back to me. There was 10 people on the list, and I had to hound most of them. The 2 people that I got estimates from, I got 3 people that did estimate, actually came out and looked at the house, and only got 2 estimates back. But I only need 2 to submit the thing, so.
Yeah. Well, are you doing it under insurance?
It's a grant through the city.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, and even still, the price of it is, wasn't actually all that bad.
That might be why you're not getting any calls back. It's because they're just freaking busy, and they just don't have the time to do it. The city's, if your whole city is doing that,
yeah,
and they're giving out grants. People are just doing it because, like you, it needs to be done and it should be done, and the city's going to pay a chunk of it.
Yeah.
How much are they paying of it?
It was fully covered. Whatever their estimate, it's fully covered.
Really?
Yeah. And
So-
the thing is it's $3,750 is the one estimate. So under $4,000, and I would have figured it would have been at least $10,000.
For what? Replacing the galvanized pipe?
Yeah, for like doing trenching and shit. Like around here, like that trenching stuff is incredibly expensive.
Well, you're kind of in a city-ish area, right?
Yeah.
So it's a major. They gotta like stop traffic and block roads and get city permits and all that.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Well, they don't have to stop roads here because I'm on a side road. If I was on one street over, they would have had to do some stopping possibly because of the equipment. But
they're gonna trench out, and I'm assuming out in the middle of the road. I never got that. Why they don't put the pipes and the lines and everything on one side of the road or the other instead of right down the freaking middle of the road?
yeah, well, they got everything up to my little turnoff replaced, so they don't have to go out on the road again. They just have to go from the shutoff, the street shutoff to the house or into the house.
The street shut off right at the walkway.
Yeah, it's just on the other side of the walkway, and it's probably 20 feet from the front of my house to the shutoff. So I got to.
Oh God, that's nothing then.
Yeah.
Hell, they may not even need to trench that.
Yeah, I was kind of
They may
thinking
be able to just pull it.
it comes up through the floor of the basement. So
Yeah, they can still pull that.
okay.
I'm assuming they're gonna replace it with a PEX-like material.
Yeah, that's what the first guy was going to do. They have all the machinery to do the pulling. The little bit more expensive guy, he doesn't have that equipment, so he would have to trench.
Oh, yeah, that's why he's more expensive because he's digging it up.
Yeah, $300 more expensive. So I'm not.
Because some of them, how big is it? How big is the line?
It's not much bigger than the PEX line.
Oh, so it's only like a 1 inch.
Yeah, it's only like a 1 inch line coming in.
If you got 1 1/4, I think, or bigger, and 1 1/4 is pushing it. But if you got 1.5 feet or bigger, a lot of them will just liquid sleeve it. They just pour like this plastic goo down there, and then they basically stick a balloon in there and inflate the balloon, and shoot some kind of resiny curie thing in there, and it all cures, and it just becomes a PEX line inside the old galvanized.
Yeah, it's actually I got some galvanized right here. This is
Oh,
you
unplugged yourself.
Yeah. All right, let me restart the camera. Where is the mouse? Oh, it's really not happy.
That's what you get when you use OSB, OBS, whatever it is, OSB. That's just like 1 inch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely has to be replaced too. Holy crap.
Yeah, and that's I'm surprised it hasn't leaked yet.
Well, it won't really leak. The rust usually seals it up again.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the iron pipes, dude, is they don't usually leak. They actually start closing in on the inside.
Yeah, and that's kind of an issue here is like the water pressure isn't that great, so
I think you'll find if they replace all that, it'll be greatly improved.
Yeah.
That's what we did at my brother's house in Rhode Island. He has all city water and everything, and they just did the lines coming from the street to his house. Did it all through the foundation, came into his house, put a new water meter in, blah, blah, blah. Because it was all leaking. He had to pay for part of it. Town paid for part of it. Kind of the same deal you're going through. And
hello, Dan.
Within like a week, we actually had to go and replace almost all the copper in the basement because all the rust they disturbed kind of blew in and clogged up all the old copper lines. So we replaced all the old copper lines with PEX, and he gained like 20 pounds of pressure. Nubless, yeah, I got rid of did you see the preview? You haven't seen this thing, have you there, Barry? This thing's a freaking monster. This is the Z-axis. Freaking huge. Well, actually, you played with one of these, haven't you? I think Barry's actually played with one of these. Yeah, when you build this thing, you probably know what I'm talking about. With these little nubs on these things, I grind them off. I don't like them. I built this thing already, and I ground it. They were sticking out, and they don't. It makes these little angle brackets not sit square. I mean, they hold. It's not going anywhere. It's just annoying. I don't like it. So I grind them all off and then reattach them all.
Oh, 37. That's right.
Because I don't like the nub. Those stupid little nubs. They drive me nuts. They're made to go in a channel, not on a flat face. If it goes into a channel, you leave them because it keeps it lined up inside the channel. No, they're not worthless. If they go in the channel, that's what they're for. I mean, they were originally designed to attach, two pieces like this with another one coming this way, not flat-faced like they're using them for. Anyway, it's not a big deal. They work. So what are you up to, Mr. Barry? Dan, I didn't know Dan was even here.
Yeah,
You guys can jump in. The stream's pinned. This isn't a formal CNC build thing. This is just one of those. It was irritating me after I built it, and I had to fix it. It just irritated me. And I'm going to do all of them. All of them are going to get ground down later. I'm actually making a jig so I can just drop these little stupid things in, because I do it for the printers too. I grind them down all the time. I'll be able to drop it into this jig and just take my router and it'll knock those two tits right off. What you printing, Shane?
It's a part for a sword.
A sword?
Yeah.
Is that new freaking fangled ultralight extruder head?
Yep. It's the orbiter.
Orbiter, that's it. That thing actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's actually working surprisingly, way better than I thought it was gonna work.
I actually think it's going to work really well. I always thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
If I didn't already have these really overpriced, expensive, these really nice. I don't get me wrong, they're worth every penny, but the Omnia drops, that would have been my next choice. Because I still like these better because the filament path it's literally less than an inch.
Mm-hmm.
The extruder motor to the nozzle.
Yeah, it'd be much shorter for this if I didn't have a V6 on it.
Yeah. Well, you got to have something under it.
Yeah.
No matter what. You could get expensive and put a mosquito or something on it, but you're only losing a half an inch. You're still got 3 or 4 inches of material from the extruder gear to the nozzle.
Yeah.
These things they're literally only like 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch from the extruder gear to the nozzle tip.
Well, in the case of the mosquito, it'd actually be a lot shorter because the mount's a lot closer. Like you actually, you're right on top of it instead of having something in between it, because the V6, it's got that Bowden tube coupler on the top. So you got to leave space there, and then you got to have space for the groove mount and all that stuff. So
so you're adding even another half an inch, 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah,
it's still, you're going to end up, the mosquito's about 3 inches total height.
Yeah,
4 inches, 3 inches.
Yeah, the other thing that's kind of the reason why I might end up going with the mosquito on there, even though I don't want to pull it apart again, is just changing out nozzles a lot easier.
Yeah, I do like that.
We'll
get one of those Fitus or Photocy ones.
Yeah, I'm actually planning on getting one of the actual ones from Slice.
Yeah.
I figure, I should probably at least support the company.
Well, here's the thing: is LDO's looking to make one.
Yeah.
And they're actually, because we're cocky God, I'm talking. They're actually talking to Slice to get a contract, to be able to produce it under license.
Oh, nice.
So LDO may have their version of Mosquito out, and probably talking a year down the road before we'll see it. But.
Yeah, and I mean it's going to be a decent product because I mean their work on the orbiter has been amazing because that's another licensed design, isn't it? That
I don't think so. I think that's all 100% open source. LDO is just making them.
Oh, just making them for that company, or making it for that project.
LDO is just making them.
Okay.
As far as I know, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I just heard. Feature creep with
LDO is the official orbiter motor / extruder body. They're making the official one. That's all I know.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Like it's working really well. I mean, time will definitely tell, but the accuracy of it is way better than the Bondtech that I had on there. So
honestly, the Bondtechs were okay.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought they were all that great. They were great in the sense that, yes, I've had it pick a whole freaking printer up when my, filament jammed. It literally picked the printer up off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'd rather it not. It's like, here's my thing. The old MK8s, everyone's like, oh, the MK8s, they skip and do everything. No, the MK8s skipped if there was something wrong.
Yeah.
If an MK8, a properly set up, tuned MK8 extruder, not one of these cheap $5 pieces of crap you can get off of AliExpress, but a good quality, basic MK8 extruder, if it's skipping, it's because something's wrong. And that's your warning that something is wrong. Fix it.
Yeah.
I mean, the super cheapo plasticky, ones you get like on the Creality, the original like Enders and stuff always used to crack and everything. But again, those are super cheapos. The ones I had on like all of my printers before I started playing with these things all had regular 1-gear window wheel MK8s, and they all worked fine because I built them and they were strong and they worked and the spring was properly tensioned and blah blah blah. You really don't need the dual gear thing. If you need the dual gear thing, there's two things it could be. Something's wrong with your printer anyways, and you're just forcing plastic through when it shouldn't be. Or if you're getting like into the really big, volcano extruders and stuff like that you really are pushing a lot of plastic through because you're printing that fast. Then yes, I can see it.
Very flexible filaments. Flexible filaments are definitely.
I had absolutely no problems with my MK8 with flexibles. I designed it, so it didn't worm out. That's the only problem is it likes to worm out of the old MK8s. Yeah. I designed the receiver side of it myself and 3D printed it and did all that, so there was like zero room for it to worm out.
Yeah. But that's also the thing, too, is like you have to design stuff, you have to modify it a bunch, and,
There was companies out that made them. There was good quality MK8 extruders out there. It's just no one wanted to buy them because they were, $30, and you go on, AliExpress and buy what looked like the same thing for $4.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I spending $25, $30 for this one when that one's $4?
Welcome back, Sergio.
Yeah, the new Creality MK8 extruder that they put on pretty much all their printers now, it's not a bad extruder. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, like this is one of those replacement ones, and it was actually halfway decent.
Yeah, they're not bad. The only problem with that is it's not a tight tolerance, so the flexibles will worm out of it, right?
Yeah. That's the whole reason why I don't have it on a printer. It just worms out of the thing, but it's a good feeder unit, so.
Yep. It's good for everything but flexibles. And honestly, even some of the cheapo Amazon flexibles will feed through that with no problem.
Yeah, like the stuff that I use for these wheels, fed right through it just fine because it wasn't like that wet noodle stuff that I sent you.
Yeah, God, that crap. Dude, I had to like change my freaking hot end and everything because of that crap. Because I couldn't get rid of the stink.
Oh,
It's running right now. I had to put a new nozzle on it, new freaking, even the sock. I think some of it got behind underneath the sock.
Oh.
And it just like stuck to the silicone of the sock or something. It just stunk. Didn't that freaking reek out your basement when you printed with it?
I couldn't even smell it.
Oh, God, it stunk so bad.
Yeah, I was expecting it to stink out my basement, and it did not. Do I have
the Creality extruder, the basic MK8 extruder design is not bad. It works just fine. Honestly, in some ways, I like it better. The thing I hate about the dual gears is they use such a small tooth profile, and the way it meshes, it actually gets filled with crap easier. The big old, 20-tooth brass gear doesn't fill up with crap. It's not like grinding. It just bites in and pushes it through. You don't have to clean them every month. My Bondtech, I was constantly taking apart and having to scrub those teeth down. And the only thing that was worse, believe it or not, you're going to laugh because you own it now, was the Omni Drop. That drove me nuts. I was constantly clearing crap out of the teeth of that thing.
The Hemera?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Omni Drop. I'm like, I don't own that.
Oh, yeah, no, the Hemera. I mean, I love the Hemera. They're just awesome. They're just heavy and a pain in the ass when something goes wrong.
Yeah, I nuked the fan on it. You're not gonna be able to see it. I nuked a fan on it. I was screwing up, and I sliced ABS ABS print with PLA settings, and it popped off the bed, and I had a piece of filament stuck in the fan, and it cooked the fan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Creole's got a few different versions of that MK8 extruder, but they're all the same. It's a bearing with a brass gear on the motor and a leverage arm to keep pressure on it. The hardest thing is a lot of them don't give you an adjustment for the spring tension anymore, which is just stupid. You really need that adjustment.
Yeah, that is one thing that does suck about this one is it doesn't have an actual adjustment for it. There's
no spring tension adjustment, and they usually aren't designed to be real tight tolerance on the receiving end, so flexibles and stuff like that can squirm out of it. But they work fine.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways, I think they work better. It's a Dan.
So right there, buddy, look at that.
The hell is that?
It's the smoker. I got a camera on the display of the smoker so I can keep an eye on it.
What'd you do, plug in the A-net again?
Huh? Oh, it's over there running like crazy.
No, you didn't need a smoker, A-net, get it?
Yeah. No, it's the A-net is running, yes, but no, the A-net's over here and the smoker is out there. And,
so you have another A-net outside.
Yeah.
You look like you're sweating. What is it, hot there?
Huh?
What is it, hot there or something?
Hot?
Yeah, you look like you're sweating.
Oh, no, I've been running around, so I'm a little glisteny.
Glisteny? It's like 63 degrees out today. They said it wasn't to get above 40.
Let's see, it is.
Weatherman.
Trying to see what the temp is currently now.
It's 63 and sunny.
It currently says it's only 54 here, but it don't feel 54. It feels warmer than that. Oh, 63. Yeah, I think 63.
You know, if I ever get money again, I might have to make like an Ivan Miranda printer out of something like this. And have it like shoot out like have a 20 millimeter nozzle and just pour liquid plastic onto a build plate.
At
Just
that
make
point,
yourself a pellet. Make yourself just a pellet printer, man.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say that too.
Just
This
big
is
old pellet hopper
Freaking
on top.
monster.
57 here.
Look at you. You're a little farther north than me.
Yeah.
A little? Isn't he like 1,000 miles north of you?
I don't think it's 1,000. I don't know. I'll have to take a look and see from me to Green Bay what it's going to run. Let me see here.
It wasn't tight. Is that the one I took off? It is. That's the one I took apart. It was all pissed off.
Uh, 280 miles.
280 miles?
Yeah, 280 miles, 4 hours. It says a little over 4 hours to get to you.
Geez, you're the same temperature as me, Sergio? You're usually a good 5-10 degrees warmer than I am. He's about 500 miles south of me. Not quite.
Yep.
300.
Well, and Lama, I'm still west of you and south a little bit, and it's 63 here too. So 63 seems to be the temperature across a good chunk of the country right now through here.
Yep. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah. I actually should be outside mowing my lawn right now. It's already so long.
That we're not getting here yet. It's just now, like I noticed this morning outside. I mean, there's some flowers and crap popping, a couple of trees have got buds, but there is no grass growing here yet.
Yeah, the grass is like that long already.
That's why
I got
like
some
my
spots. It's about like that in some spots.
Mm-hmm.
My yard is mostly moss now. Thank God, because you don't have to mow it.
Yeah.
But it turns green early. Everyone else is like, I've had a few people come up already, like the UPS man comes up and he goes, "Man, it looked like your lawn's green." And then I get here and I notice it's just moss, but it looks really good, as you're driving up the driveway. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why I like the moss. Everyone's like, "Why don't you get rid of the moss?" I'm like, what the hell would I want to do that for? It's low maintenance. It turns green early, stays green longer. It stays green until like October. Doesn't care about snow, doesn't care about anything, just grows. Freaking keeps all the other crap out. All the like briars and stuff won't grow in it that do in grass. You don't have to mow it. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to mow it.
Yo, I heard that you don't have to mow moss.
No. By the way, you don't have to mow moss. It's funny because I do every once in a while just to kind of like level it. And it's bizarre because it like changes the color. I guess like the lower half of the stalk or whatever of the moss is like a much lighter green. So when you first mow it, like the next couple of days, anywhere there was like an area that grew a little bit taller, it's like this super like vivid, bright, like lime green color. That and it spreads it. Because when you cut the tops off, I guess all the seed pods or whatever are in the top. So, it shoots the seeds all over the place. Or whatever. Is this a clip? It is. So you can wire this thing right in and it's got its own like snap together clippy thing.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool. I didn't know that. I thought you had to like hardwire it together.
That's actually kind of nice if you snag it on something or if it gets caught.
Yeah, it'll pop the wire instead of ripping it apart.
Yeah.
Although it's pretty rugged, it'll probably rip the wire before it pops that thing apart.
Yeah, that's one thing that was kind of a saving grace on the CNC is like there's a couple of the wires that'll get caught on like the workpiece because I don't have it like held up properly.
Oh, this comes with the chain
Yeah.
wire chains and all that. The only thing they do say is there's been a lot of complaints. The motor and the vacuum create static charge, and these aren't shielded. And a
Mm.
lot of people have been bitching. Then all of a sudden the thing freaks out, and come to find out it's the charge either from the router or the vacuum, and they're like, run those two separate. They have like a little design with like a big arm that comes out and is on a pivot,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like this thing. You know,
Yeah.
you basically put one of those on it with the motor wire and the vacuum hose on it.
Yeah. Can't you like wrap it with like the metallized duct tape?
Yeah, they were saying you can get shielded wires and stuff, but
Okay.
the quick and easy answer is to just, run the vacuum, because you got to run the vacuum separate anyways. You don't want it anywhere near it. You kind of want it, straight up, and it's a lot stiffer. You're not running the vacuum through the freaking wire chains.
Yeah.
So just, most people are just taking the router plug wire and just running along with the vacuum. It's right there with it anyways.
Yeah, I was just thinking like down at the tip, I seem to remember somebody doing this, and I don't know if it's a proper way, but they'll put like the metallized tape on the end,
Yeah,
and they'll ground that out. That way, it's not like zapping off of other stuff because the air going through the plastic, causes the
static.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, they say to ground the vacuum. Which, come to find out, my brother showed up yesterday. That was the only reason why he wanted to come.
Yeah.
My brother used to do he used to own a fancy vacuum store for a while, and he used to do central air. He brought over a brand freaking new central air unit that had a bad regulator in it. Brand new. Big old freaking central air vac. Because I was just going to use like a shop vac and hook the hose up to it and run a shock vac. Now I got a big old freaking central air can. Which is basically the same thing as one of those, it's not quite as powerful, but one of those dust collecting systems.
Yeah.
You see big workshops.
Yeah, when I was at Homeless Depot, I saw that they have one of those like tornado buckets, like the air separator things.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because
really,
this doesn't have as a directed discharge where it's a central air. It just kind of like pulls out everywhere. And it's only got like a 10-gallon can on it. They really need like one of those 50-gallon sacks.
Yeah.
For sawdust.
The bucket head, it does really, really good, but I do have to like knock it around a little bit to get it to not be all clogged up.
Yep. Got that same problem.
Did you 3D print one or did you buy one?
The what?
You got one of those tornado little vacuum you were talking about.
Oh, I just saw it at Homeless Depot the other day. It was a thing that you could buy. It's just like the bucket head where it kind of clips on. Then you just hook a hose up to it and.
Yeah, but it's got the. Are you talking about the whole vacuum, or are you talking about one of those cone-shaped tornado-y dust separators?
It's just a dust separator.
Yeah, because you can print that.
Yeah.
There's like all kinds of designs for it. Basically, just a cone with a hose in and a hose out. You screw it on the top of a 5-gallon bucket.
Okay.
I'm gonna print one. You just need you have to have a 300+ printer to print it. You can't do it on like a Prusa little baby one. But yeah, they say if it's bogging at the bottom of the cone, it's just you got to make one with a slightly larger diameter bottom. They work. I think I'm going to do that too. Have a dust separator and then go into the central air. The central air's got a regular like vacuum bag kind of paper bag thing that sucks into. But I'd rather not fill that up. We got a Viking bag. Viking!
Viking!
Hello.
What's up, brother?
Well, not too much. Just this on the phone. We're working on email in the future.
So that was the girlfriend or the other girlfriend?
the only
Or
girlfriend.
the other girlfriend? Or mom?
No, it was my girlfriend or actually fiance. So yeah,
So it's mom.
no,
It's your second mom.
yeah, in that regard, maybe.
Is she a cool second mom at least?
Yeah, it is.
It sounds like you get along, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is for sure. I
Get
might
off
get
my
another.
daughter!
Yeah.
Oh, is that from something? Because
Yeah, it was. I want to say Porky's. It wasn't Porky's. I can't remember what it was. It's one of them old like '70s movies, though, like that.
yeah, my buddy goes, "Get after sister."
Yep. I just realized I'm sitting here and I just left, ran and did some stuff, and I came home and I'm like, I forgot one of the reasons why I left, and now I have to leave again.
Why would you forget?
We had a meat thermometer floating around this house somewhere, but between cats and kids, the meat thermometer is now missing. I got stuff on the smoker, and I need to check the temps on everything and make sure it's all good. And I was leaving to go get a thermometer, and I left. I went and got gas. I got some sodas, and forgot to get the thermometer. So now I have to go out again.
I got to run downstairs and take dinner out. I forgot I was going to take it out at lunch. Out of the freezer.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do chicken on the grill, and it's still in the freezer.
Oh.
I'm going to go do that right now, so I don't forget. I got a couple 3 hours. It won't take that long. Oh,
yeah, I got a whole chicken seasoned on the smoker. I've got a pork roast sitting on the smoker, and I've got a rack of baby backs on the smoker too. Because I told my wife, I said, we're going to at least put the roast on the smoker. Is there anything else we're going to put on the smoker? She goes, well, we got this chicken and we got these ribs. I was like, and I made a bunch of mud rubs, so let's load it up. The chicken we didn't put. It's this stuff called mud rub. If you ever look up barbecue pit boys, it's their mud rub. It goes great on not just ribs. Let's just put it that way.
Nice.
Some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the smoker's been going since about 9 o'clock this morning. It's currently going on 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah. Some of that stuff didn't go on until I didn't put the ribs and the chicken on until 11 o'clock. So they've got about 2.5 hours in. So then I'm running it, as you can see right there, 275. It's currently about 235 is what it's currently at. So, or no, about 275. Okay.
275, yeah.
Will chicken wings and legs, because I bought like packs of wings and legs and then separated them out into single meals and frozen. Will the chicken wings and legs defrost in 3 hours?
Even if they won't, throw them on the grill. They'll cook.
Not.
Just go slow. Don't go heating them up quick, because then the centers, it's going to be like rubbery as all hell. So cook them a little lower and a little slower, and it might take you an hour to cook them instead of half an hour.
The answer is no. Because you don't know me and the grill. The grill is on full bore, and you burn the shit out of everything, or else you ain't grilling proper.
Yeah, RC, feel free to come on over, man. Bring a plate. I keep telling the neighbor. I told him when my brother gave me that smoker, we were pulling it out the back of the truck. The neighbor was pulling in the driveway, and I was like, "Hey, anytime you see us, if you smell the smoker, man, I was like, when you see us start pulling the food off, just bring a plate over. We'll throw some on a plate for you, because like everything, man, we get the smoker going and there's food on there, and we cook enough to have leftovers for a couple of days, but I'm the only one who eats the leftovers. So
I con my freaking neighbors. I'm going to go buy corned beef and cabbage, bring it down to my neighbors, and take my mother down there with them and leave, because I cannot stand corned beef and cabbage. Can't be in the house while it's cooking. It literally makes me gag just to smell of it.
I love it.
They love it, and I can't stand it. So I'm going to buy it. I'm going to bring it down back. They're going to take my mother. They're going to feed my mother that one night, and they can all have corned beef and cabbage, and I can basically have an evening off, and they'll take care of my mother for a couple hours.
White.
Because I'll tell you what. Here's what you do. Take your pot of corned beef and cabbage. Make your corned beef and cabbage. Boil it in your water. Blah, blah. Pick up the pot. Stick your face in there and smell it. Now walk over to the dump truck and stick your face in the back of that hopper. It smells exactly the freaking same. And I'm not kidding you. It literally smells the same. Corned beef and cabbage smells exactly like a garbage truck.
It tastes delicious.
Yeah, you can.
I'm just saying, like,
It's disgusting.
I think it tastes
had
delicious.
had that before, but no, we have something called fårikål. It's cabbage and sheep, basically, and then some pepper and salt and stuff like that. Of course,
Yeah,
but,
I think you'll find it's pretty much the same thing.
yeah, probably is. But
Boiled cabbage and like fatty meat, right?
yeah,
It's corned beef and cabbage.
I actually like it, but yeah, I know what you mean by the smell, but I still like it.
Oh, it smells like a freaking garbage truck. It smells like take your garbage can and put it out in the sun with like banana peels and strawberries and some old meat.
Yeah,
rot in it. Leave it out in the sun for a week and then go snip it. It smells just like corned beef and cabbage. Go ahead, eat your garbage.
But cheeses, there's lots of cheese that smells like shit and worse.
Yeah,
but
I'll agree. Blue cheese, I can't stand the smell of blue cheese.
I'm not that a huge fan of blue cheese, but other
I
type
love
of
blue
cheeses,
cheese dressing.
definitely.
And I don't really like blue cheese, but blue cheese dressing and stuff I like. But corned beef and cabbage just smells nasty. I can't be around it. It's makes
not too bad, but I know what you mean.
Smells fine to me. Tastes even better.
Yeah.
This freaking stupid little wrench is really kind of nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if, I was thinking it was aluminum, but you know what? It is steel because it's not picking it up, but I can feel it pull to it. This thing's steel.
Oh.
I mean, it's
nice.
Probably weighs a half a pound. I mean, it's not. It looks like a piece of stamped steel, but it's not. I think it's actually cast and ground.
Yeah, maybe.
It says open builds on it.
Is that a can opener?
It can be. It is now that you said that. It's going to be a bottle opener, God damn it. You know it is. No, you said that. But it's their little wrench for their, it fits the nylon lock nuts.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's also for adjusting the eccentric nuts.
Yeah, that's nice.
But when you first look at it, you're like, wow, that's a cheap little stamped steel, Chinese wrench. Then you pick it up and it's like, whoa, wait a minute. That ain't cheap.
No.
That thing's pretty heavy duty.
All right, guys, I got to go throw on some jeans, take the bike for a quick ride up to the store and get a thermometer that I can come home and check my meat with. Got to make sure my meat is good. And then at some point I need to break down and either find that open source Wi-Fi one that Tim at TH3D was messing around with there for a while.
Oh yeah.
You gotta build it one, like try and find that, or I'm gonna break down and get like a Bluetooth or a Wi-Fi one that I can just set up and then just leave the probes in it and just watch them throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because now it's getting to a time of year where I'll probably be sitting out here in the office babysitting a smoker every weekend.
Probably.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's worse things I could be doing on the weekends than watching a smoker.
I'm not big on smoked stuff, but some stuff like smoked salmon. Ooh.
Yeah, good.
I got the smoker like
salmon.
What was it? I got the smoker like 3 weeks ago from my brother, the smoker and the grill. He got a new grill / smoker and was like, you want this stuff? I was like, okay. He's like, come get it. Get the hell out of my driveway. I'm like, all right. So I grabbed the kid. We went over there, loaded it all up and brought it home. And it's just sitting in the garage. I'm like, let's get that smoker out today because we had that brisket. Like I said, it's not a brisket, but that roast just sitting in there. And I'm like, low and slow with some mud rub on it. That'll pull apart real nice and make for real good sandwiches, a little barbecue sauce on it. And then my wife, I was like, what else you want to put in there? I'm firing it up. What else do we got? And she's like, well, we got this this rack of ribs and the little rack of baby backs. She's like, we got these. And then there's this chicken too. I was like,
throw it in there.
I was like, there you go. I was like, do you want me to put the mud rub on the chicken too? Because I knew I was putting the mud rub on the ribs and on the roast. I was like, you want me to put the mud rub on the chicken? And she's like, No, I want to use this stuff, and it's like a lemon and herb kind of like a lemon and herb rub. So I
Lemon
threw a
chicken
little,
is pretty good.
threw a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on there on the outside of the skin and just loaded it up.
Yeah.
So
All
Sounds
works,
good.
man. Smoking.
oh, don't worry. I'm gonna go get the thermometer, come back and start checking temps. Should be the chicken. It says the chicken should take about 3 to 4 hours. Again, I put it on at 11. It's now 2. So 12, 1, 2. That's 3 hours. So I figure between now and 3 o'clock it should be done. And then the ribs are probably getting close too. So I'll pull them off, put them on a pan, just shove them in the oven, set the oven for like 190 and just keep it warm. And then hopefully in about another hour, the roast will be done.
Yeah.
Is that like an electric one, or is it a
Yeah.
true wood chippy?
It's an electric pellet. It's one of the electric pellet smokers from Pit Boss. Here, give me a minute. I'll go move the camera up so you can see it.
Because there's some of them that don't even. They're like they actually work really well, but they're just like an electric heater. It's like an oven, and they don't even actually smoke. They have like a gel that you put in there,
Well,
and it adds the flavor of smoke.
drink. Yeah.
I don't really like those. I mean, they work, but I don't like that fake smoke flavor.
No.
I like the real ones. I think
Okay.
Tripod's got one. It's electric, but it uses it like smokes real wood chips.
No.
Yeah, that one's one of those pellet smokers. The whole back half of it is a hot, or not back half, but like a back portion of it, just like a big hopper. You just dump the pellets in. Well, my brother, this Pit Boss one, it's all over the internet. I don't know what my brother did. Just do a Google search. If you dump the pellets straight in out of the bag, there's too much dust and debris and shit. The auger underneath gets gummed up or plugged up. And you have to keep smacking and beating on the auger to break the crap loose so it'll pull more pellets in. I sat there today. I took that thing. I popped the door open, took a 5-gallon bucket, dumped out all of the pellets that were in there, took my little bucket head, shoved the hose down in there and vacuumed out as much of the dust and shit. Oh, the camera's just now moving away and then coming back. That's messed up. But anyway, there you go. And I got to see it for like a whopping second. But no, I just took the shop vac and like sucked all the dust and shit out of there. And then I took the bucket and I just kept shaking it so all the loose shit would fall to the bottom. And then I just started kind of hand pulling the pellets in and refilling the hopper with all the good pellets off the top instead of the dusty stuff that was, in there, and filled it back up. It's been running for the last, 4 hours now without any, it aired out on me once last night and then again today because I fired it up last night to get it warmed up and cleaned out. And then this morning it aired out on me too. And I was like, oh, to hell with this. I'm like, it'll only take me a few minutes. So 5-gallon bucket, put it back there, lift the door up, start pulling some out, shake them back, stick it back under, shake it back. And I did that till that 5-gallon bucket was full of good, better pellets, less dusty ones. Then I changed it. Oh, the missus is calling. So I'm going to go, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Later, man.
See you, Dan.
Later.
Yeah, smokers are cool. I like a good smoker. My neighbor, when I lived in Long Island, it was cool because my landlady, who lived upstairs, I rented the downstairs, her brother was a salmon fisherman in Alaska. That was his real life job. And they only went out like 3 times a year. And they just still he literally would hop from boat to boat. The company he worked for would bring out boats. And they'd bring boats out. The guys would all jump on a boat, fill the boat, jump on a new boat, fill the boat. And he'd go out for like months at a time and go salmon fishing or however they did it. I don't know exactly. But anyways, like twice a year, he would send her this cooler full of dry ice and fresh salmon, like literally 24-hour caught up in Alaska. And they'd show up, and there'd be, a dozen freaking salmon in there. Things this big, whole fish. They're gutted, but that's it. And her neighbor, our neighbor at the time, had a smoker, like a big smoked house where he'd throw freaking hickory logs and crap in. And he used to smoke like half of it, and then she'd freeze half of it for just regular fish. Man, we used to sit out there and drink beers, and he'd put it in the smoker, and like every half an hour, you could like take a knife and just shave off the top coating and just like eat it right out of the smoker. Oh, so good.
Mm-hmm. Food is good.
And I'm not a big salmon person. I like salmon; it's all right, but
I love
that
salmon.
freaking tasty.
Yeah.
Because real wood doesn't those fake smoke flavors like
Oh,
I can't stand like people that make barbecue sauce and they put like that fake smoke freaking gel in there. And it's like, oh, that makes it taste like real, no, real barbecue sauce does not taste like freaking fake smoke. Yes, it gets a little smoke from being barbecued.
mhm.
You don't have to add smoke flavor to it.
Yeah, or they'll overdo it so it just tastes like smoke. Like I've had.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like you always see these like the Food Network, the barbecue challenge, and these guys are putting like gallons of this smoke flavoring in it. It's like, oh, you ruined it. It's like I make barbecue sauce all the time. I make fruit flavored barbecue sauces. I do it with blueberries and strawberries and cantaloupe flavored barbecue sauce. It's actually pretty tasty.
I enjoy honey mustard barbecue sauce.
Yeah, see, I can't do the mustard, so.
Oh, I don't like mustard in any other stuff than that. Well, in
No, I'm
barbecue
allergic to
sauce,
mustard. It'll make me sick.
Ooh, yeah.
So I don't really like it either. I've had it.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. So I'm not missing much. I don't really care about mustard.
No, that's good then.
I don't like mustard flavored stuff in general because they make me sick to my stomach. I mean, I'm not gonna like die from it or anything like that. It just makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Like mustard. Like if I put a mustard on a hot dog, I'll be bedridden for the next like 2 days.
Oh, that's not good.
Puking and pooping.
Is it burning yet, Shane?
I'm sorry?
Is it burning yet?
Burning?
Yeah. Fire?
No fire yet.
No.
It's not an ANAT. I mean, Shane did build it, but it's not an ANAT.
Yeah, it's 50 degrees.
Shane built it, but Zach designed it, so.
Yeah, it's 50 degrees inside of there, right underneath the bed. So
That's not bad. It's pretty toasty.
Yeah, I've got the bottom bed here set to 70, so I got to figure out a couple of things there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably
what I'm using for a bed.
So the bed at the bottom is this other printer that I have. It's that JG Aurora.
Oh, I got you. You're using the bed as a chamber heater.
Yeah,
that's pretty smart.
That'll work.
Yeah, I was trying to I tried throwing one of these little space heaters in there, and then I started having all sorts of issues. One of these cheap little 300-watt space heaters.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this caused it or if the static shock from a couple of days ago caused it, but the little rock chip at the bottom died.
Oh.
So, or at least the SD card that's in it is dead.
Yeah.
Because I can't write to the file, certain files I can't write to, and
yeah, it works really, really good. My little boot heater. That thing dries filament right out. I mean, it's not fast. It takes like a day, but I'm really surprised how well that boot heater works for drying out filament. It would work as a chamber.
Yeah.
Just sticking underneath, and it's a little, itty bitty, gets up to like, I don't know, 80 or 90 degrees Fahrenheit, whatever that is Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like 25 or 30 Celsius? See, 24 is like 60, right?
What?
Something like that. I can never keep all that straight.
That's good, Jeff.
Anyway, what is up, Jeff? Just in time. It's been 2 hours. I may kill it in a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys haven't seen the big ass table we built for this frickin' thing either yet. Wait till you see that thing.
Yeah.
It's all like rough cut lumber and 2x4s and plywood.
Nice. Yeah,
a very expensive table.
Honestly, it was almost $200.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I need to buy some sheets to
Yes,
make a new table here.
no. I just, it's a lumber company I've dealt with for probably 30 years. So when I call them, they know who I am, and they just
Yeah.
take the order and I don't ask any questions. They just deliver it. And I usually, they're like, is this a rush or is it a whenever we get a chance? Because, 2 sheets of plywood and freaking 4 studs is a small order and they usually charge you for delivery now. And I'm like, no, it's not a rush. So what they'll do is they'll wait a day or two when someone that's driving by that has a big order, they'll just load those 2 or 3 pieces on and not charge me for delivery because they're already going by. So, I didn't even ask. They just, they have my credit card number on file and everything. I just said, give me this. I get the freaking thing. It was $209. I was like, what? I literally looked at the guy and he goes, yeah, you're having that. You haven't bought any in a while, have you? I'm like, no, what's so expensive? He goes, MDF. The MDF was $80 a sheet.
Yeah.
I'm like, whew. I used to buy that for like 25, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
25,
expensive.
3/4 MDF.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, believe it or not, regular old plywood is the cheapest of all now. Any of the particle board materials are actually more expensive. Like, who the hell's still buying OSB then? OSB is almost twice the price of plywood of the same thickness. You can buy 1/2-inch CDX plywood, which is, C grade, D grade exterior glue, which is what you use on a house.
Yeah.
Like $35, and it's $55 for OSB, which is like half the quality.
Yeah.
Like, why would you spend more money on the OSB if you can have the actual plywood, which is stronger and better and has exterior glue on it?
No.
They're like, yeah, no, nobody's buying OSB lately.
Yeah, I wonder if it's all down to like the toilet paper and stuff. The pulp.
No, it's the Canadian thing. We're all fed by the Canadians. All of our construction materials come out of Canada here, and nothing's coming across the border. Canada's got the border locked down.
Yeah, because all the lumber mills that I know that are north of me, they do like the stick stuff. They do all the 2x4s, 2x10s.
Yeah,
like
2x4s are a little up. They're not bad. My 2x4s are, I don't know. I got 6 or 8 10-footers, and I think they were like $5-6 a piece. They were cheap. They were a little more than they were 5 years ago when I was buying buttloads of them, but not $80 for something that used to be $20. I mean, I was expecting it to be $100, $120. Inflation, COVID, $150. No, it was like $210 with taxes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow. Not doing that again.
Yeah.
I'll be using plywood. Screw the freaking MDF. Everyone's like, oh, you got to have MDF for the wasteboard. Screw that. Plywood will work just fine.
Yeah. That's probably almost cheaper to buy the cheap plastic for that and using that for the wasteboard.
I don't think I'd want to use plastic for that. That'll gum up the bit if you drive into it.
Yeah.
With the MDF, it just chews it up.
Powders, yeah.
37's cheap. It was $54 for OSB right now around here for a 1/2-inch sheet, which is 7/16 now.
Yeah.
7/16. Yeah, I just looked at it the other day. I took a picture of it. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was literally the same day I got it that Loyal Moses there was at Home Depot and posted that picture of it. And I was like, holy crap. And that's why I didn't totally freak when the guy showed up with the bill. Because, I was already like, oh crap, I wonder if my MDF went up too.
Yeah, the OSB, a 3/4 inch 2x8. Well, that's a 2x8 for $35.
For what?
For a 2 foot by 8 foot, 3/4 of an inch thick. It is $35.
And it's only 2 foot wide?
Yeah.
How much is a 4x8 sheet?
I thought that was a 4x8 sheet. I don't know. That's way more insane. Holy crap. Usually the 4x8 sheets aren't much more expensive there at Menards. They charge a lot for having.
Yeah, they basically cut it in half and charge you almost full price. And
yeah.
So
I would
buy 2-foot sheets.
yeah. So I would expect maybe $40 for a sheet then.
Yeah, it's probably more like 50. Like I said, I think it was $54 for OSB. Plywood's cheaper. Half-inch sheet of plywood was like 30 some odd dollars, which that's not even that much up. The last time I bought half-inch plywood, it was like $27 a sheet. So if it's 35 now, that's it's up, but it's expected with the world and everything.
Yeah.
I work at Menards, huh?
Yeah.
Jeffy works at Menards. Maybe he can get you a discount.
Yeah, you probably recognize those labels then.
Can't even really see it.
Yeah, it's like the green, the Menards green.
Yeah.
Yep.
Through that, I will be buying, if I have to do it again. And the other thing is, I bought 3/4 inch, and now looking at it, Open Builds recommends using 1/2 inch. I just bought 3/4 because I assumed, and that's what I just like. Anytime I ever worked with an MDF, we always just bought 3/4 because that's what we used to make everything out of.
Yeah.
I forgot one that it's like 110 pounds a sheet. MDF is like ridiculously heavy. I can't pick one up. I can't do it anymore. I mean, I struggled when I was young. Now I just can't. I drag it around by the corner, and it's just no, not at that price. I won't be buying it again. I'll use plywood. Yeah, plywood's not quite as stable, but again, if I put it out in the garage and I let it sit there for a day or two, and then I mount it on the CNC for the waste board. The waste board you got to replace every once in a while.
Yeah. You usually run over the surface to.
Yeah, well, that's what this bit's for. You lay it down and then you clean it off.
White bit.
Leveling bit.
Yeah.
Now then, it's no good because I just dropped it on the floor, but that's what that is. It's a big round leveling bit.
Yeah.
That way, it's a perfectly flat surface you're machining on. But yeah, the next one, if I have to do it again, it's going to be plywood at that prices. And I'll just let it sit in the garage for a couple, 3 days, then mount it, and then plane it. Yep. That's literally the exact same one, I think.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah, and I bought,
White side. Spoilboard surfacing.
It's the only thing I spent money on. This cost more than all 40. I got a pack of 40 bits that were less expensive than this was.
Yeah.
That can look really expensive.
Yeah, and I bought this locally, too.
I got that on Amazon. I had them all just delivered.
Yeah.
That wasn't, I mean, it still wasn't ridiculously expensive. I think it was $35 or something.
Yeah, not too bad.
No. But from what I understand, the White Side and Mana, I guess it is, are the two like big CNC flute makers. Yeah, that looks like the same thing I got.
Yeah, and this is the one that I friction welded polycarbonate with, and it didn't break.
Dude, this is what I got for $20.
Yeah.
There's 10 of these and 10 of these and 10 of these and 10 of these.
Yeah.
For $20. And this was like 35.
Yeah.
But these are, and I know it. Everyone told me, I think Barry was the first one. He said to me, he was like, don't waste money on good bits right away. Just buy cheap crap ones until you know what you're doing with the machine. Until then, you're going to be breaking them and driving them into crap and trying to, cut too fast or, screwing up and driving into the side of the machine or, you're going to screw them up. Wait to spend the money on the good end mills until you know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
Which, I'll give myself a week or two and then I'll have it all figured out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sure, I will.
Yeah, 3D Jeff, all the Menards around here have had now hiring signs all the way through COVID. Have always had now hiring signs.
They're always hiring though.
Yeah.
There's no local Menards, but I've been to them. There's a couple on the other side of the state.
Yeah.
And they just always are hiring. It's like Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
We just started getting Tractor Supply around here. Now there's like in the last 10 years they started showing up. Now there's like I think there's 6 of them within like a 20-minute driving distance of me. And they're always hiring. You walk in the door. Oh, you want to work here? It's like, no.
Yeah, and the thing is, like the amount that they get paid here, isn't like completely dog shit. Like they could be paid more, but it's like the bosses and stuff like don't seem to be like super terrible. It's like I'm not 100% sure what the actual cause is for it.
It's just a crappy job.
Yeah,
it's simple. It's like one step above working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Be like working at Walmart or something. Then I guess
that's one step below working at McDonald's. They're bragging about how they're making everyone full time.
Yeah.
You see that in the news? They're taking like 80% of their part-time staff and making them full-time.
Yeah.
Well, that could be good or bad. I mean,
well, that used to be their biggest, everyone used to whine about was the big scam with Walmart is everybody was part-time that worked there, so they didn't have to pay insurances and crap. Nobody was a full-time employee. If you're not a full-time employee, you don't get any benefits.
Yeah.
Where they're literally going to take, I don't know the exact number. I could swear they said like 80% of their employees and make them full-time, which means they're probably going to get rid of the other 20% that won't be because they won't be able to afford them then.
True.
And it's funny because everyone, all these people would go around bitching about it. Oh, well, and I can tell you what, I know like a half a dozen people that work at Walmart, and they're mostly mothers that are married or have other jobs, and it's just a part-time filler job for some play money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't want to work there full-time. It's fill money. It's, the kids are in school. I can go. That's one thing Walmart always did was, what hours can you work? You know what I mean? You want to work 10 to 2? Here you go. Here's your job.
Yeah.
And they're pretty good about letting you set your own hours within reason. I mean, but, now they're all going to be full-time. So they're going to be 9 to 5ers. That's the other thing. Walmart now isn't open all day. Most of the Walmarts around here used to be 24 hours. They're 10-hour shifts. That's it. They're done. They open at 10 and they close at 8.
Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing some of them that are like that. Like the one down the road here, that was 24 hours, but the one down south of me, down in De Pere, they close. It was kind of weird driving past it last night. They're being closed at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
All of them, Connecticut, are closing. They open at 10. They used to open at like 5 in the morning, even if they weren't overnight. The one in Saybrook wasn't 24 hours.
Yeah.
But they'd open at 5 or 6 in the morning and close at 8 or 9, 10 o'clock at night. And now they're all 10 o'clock in the morning as soon as they can open. And again, it's the Connecticut COVID law. Yeah. They can't open before 10 and they have to close by 8.
Yeah.
They can only stay open for 10 hours, which is why they do 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of glad that they didn't do that here. I like going grocery shopping at like, 8, 9 o'clock at night when nobody's around. And
I do mine at 7 o'clock in the morning. My local grocery store opens at 7 a.m. Because that's the one thing he did do is our governor allowed for elderly shopping.
Yeah.
Which anyone 55 and above can go in. I can go in the grocery store an hour before you can.
Yeah. There's
an hour every morning that only if you're 55 or older can go in shopping. And I fall in that group because I'm an old geezer. So I go in at freaking 7 o'clock in the morning. I get all my shopping. There might be a dozen old ladies in there with me, which moves slow. But half the time I get in there and I'm out of there before they can even get their cart in the damn building. So,
yeah, the people that you have road rage while pushing a cart.
Yeah, I do. I hate shopping, dude. I hate dealing with people. I love it when I go in I either go really late at night I used to go to Walmart at like 3:00 in the morning. Loved it because you could just walk around there. There's no one there. So there's people working there, and they're all half stoned and baked and freaking giggling. And God, I've gone into the one in New London a bunch of times, and they've got like dance music, like Britney Spears going, and they're all like, I mean, they're all working, but they're all dancing. Putting stuff on the shelves, and they're all down. I'm like, they see me coming, they're like, "Oh, sorry," and I'm like, "Don't be sorry, have them all." Nothing better than getting paid and having a good time to do your job,
Yeah.
You got to do a miserable job. You might as well have a good time doing it. It's not like they're paying them, $50 an hour to stock shelves. Who gives a crap if they're dancing? They're still stocking the shelves.
Yeah, as long as you do your job, and it's within reason. It's whatever.
Well, they're getting it done. And to be honest, most people that are happy dancing around while they're doing their job generally do it better and faster. Because they're not like, oh, crap, I don't want to do this. Well, which I totally understand. I've been there more than once.
Yeah.
I've had many jobs I've gone, oh, what am I doing? Why did I take this job? I don't want to be here. And the more you whine about it, the longer it takes and the longer you're there. And you just need to just suck it up and do it and get out.
Nope. I flipped those off in the wrong order. Whoops.
Yeah, I have no problems. I love the self-checkout. The self-checkout aisle is my favoriteest thing in the whole wide world because I'm in and out of that place in like a heartbeat.
Yeah, well, the ones here, they got rid of all of the checkout aisles. It's only self-checkout now.
It's all self-checkout?
Yeah, there's only one lane for tobacco.
Really?
Yeah, everything else is
still, like the Walmarts around here are still, the big super Walmarts.
Yeah.
Are like 20 regular checkouts, and then on either end are 8 or 10 self checkouts.
Yeah, they got rid of those. It was kind of weird going in there. Like, oh, I'm just gonna walk over to this side because I haven't been over here, and it's all self checkouts. I'm like, oh, well,
I got no problems with that.
Yeah,
I like them. I got a lot of people that bitch about it. They're like, oh, why are we paying for it? Doesn't change anything. What are you, stupid? You can't check yourself out?
Yeah, the only thing
you're paying for it. No, you're not.
The thing that kind of sucks about it is like if you've got a lot of stuff trying to like bag stuff up.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Most of our stuff, again, in Walmart here, most of the self checkouts are like 20 items or less.
Yeah.
Dude, you have to go in the regular aisle if you got a big one. At least they used to be. I haven't been in Walmart in literally like over a year.
Yeah.
Since COVID hit, I have not been in Walmart.
Yeah, the Woodman's, which is the grocery store here, they got self checkouts that have like conveyor belts and stuff, so you can do all your checkout. You can pile it all up and bag it up and everything. That. So you can definitely slam through some stuff faster than some of those people.
Yep, definitely. The only problem with self-checkout is if it gets crowded, then you get a little old lady in front of you and have no idea what she's doing. Then you're screwed. But I can usually check out faster than the cashier can. Man, the only thing that bogs me down is, the like regular vegetables and stuff that don't have labels on them, and you need to enter the little code and weigh it.
Yeah.
Where the cashier's got that crap all memorized. Like, that's broccoli, that's code 3497. They punch it in, don't even think about it. Where I got to do the little screen and search and start typing broccoli. It'll come up with 10 suggestions, and then you click the little one you want. And then half the time you click the wrong one because they're all too small for my damn fat finger. So you got to say cancel and start all over. Hate that crap. Whoa. Yes, if you're buying that much stuff, I totally agree. It's faster. Just like Shane was saying, Jesse, there's a point where you're better off having the cashier because usually I load up the conveyor belt and I go to the other end and I start bagging so the cashier can just keep pushing it. If I'm doing a big buy.
Yeah.
Big buy.
Big boy.
I
Yeah.
can't put my and actually that was one of the reasons my brother came over yesterday. He's like, "Oh yeah, let's go to BJ's." I'm like, "I'm not going to BJ's. I hate BJ's." Because don't you? I want to go because you guys got a card. I'm like, I don't have a card for BJ's anymore. I don't go to
I love
BJ's.
BJ's.
I hate BJ's. Yeah, no, you like a real BJ, not this place.
Yeah.
BJ's is one of them club warehouse places here.
Oh yeah.
You pay like $100 a year and you get club pricing when you go in. It's no freaking cheaper than anywhere else. There's a few things that are cheaper, but I used to do it for the gas because they have their own gas stations too, and they're usually 5-6 cents a gallon cheaper, which that adds up. But I totaled it up. For one, I got to drive all the way out to Waterford to use it, so that's burning up half my savings right there. And I wasn't using it. I was not saving $100 a year in gas and groceries to go there. So it's like, why am I spending $100 for this membership? So I got rid of both my Costco's and my BJ's memberships this year. It's like, screw it, I'm not using them. And you got to buy, you can't just go in and buy a, couple of pounds of chicken or, you got to buy 20 pounds of freaking ground beef and
Yeah.
50 freaking pounds of, 8 whole chickens and 30 pounds of grapefruit. I ain't eating all that crap. It's going to rot. That's a waste of money.
Yeah, I pretty much only spend about, I think it's gone up a little bit since COVID, but I think I spend like $200 a month. I go once a month, and that's literally all, I got the food for the month.
I usually spend right around $100 a week on groceries, and probably 3/4 of that is for my mother.
Yeah.
Because it's almost always, $10 because she wants some fresh fish. I'll usually get a steak or something, one nice thing for me, because I'm not, I like fish, but it's not my thing. I can take it or leave it. I'm not spending a bunch of money for me to eat swordfish. It ain't worth it. And, the basic necessities. She eats a lot of fruit, so I'm always buying a buttload of fruit.
Yeah, and if you're doing fruit and vegetables a lot, you have to go weekly. You can't do what I do, just load up and just not have to go.
You have to go every week to get fruit. Okay, I made that a little too tight. I was hoping to make it tight so it would squeeze in there, but it's not going to fit. Gosh darn it, can I make it? I wonder if I can hammer it in there, heat it up, and open it up, because it is really close. Like, really close.
That'd probably be the better way to do it, is just heat it up and get it in there. That way it's a perfect fit.
Yeah, the problem is that you need to be able to take them out again.
Yeah.
Because the whole point, I don't know if you can see this thing, the whole point is to push one of these in there, run the router over it, take it out, flip it over, run the router over it, boom, they're gone. I don't have to sit there with the grinder going near, and hope I don't, go too far or anything. This should let the router ride right over it and keep it all flat and everything. And I think that's just, I've never tuned that printer. Extrusion widths or anything, and I have a feeling that's what I did, because I know I made this decent design wise.
Hit it with a little file or something.
That's what I was thinking. Utility knife.
Don't cut yourself.
I wouldn't. Why not? Don't you want to see me screaming and yelling and dancing like a cartoon character?
Nah, not if you hurt yourself.
Not today.
Like that.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe.
It's half the fun is watching one of your friends in pain.
Well.
And laughing at him. Ah! Haven't you ever done that? Usually the first response is, dude, you all right? No, it hurts. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I know some people do that. I don't know.
Well, I usually make sure they're not going to die, and then I start laughing at them.
Yeah. Depends.
Oh, did they have melted ones there?
What?
talking to Glenn Hogue.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing the belted ones there. It was they might be, they might have been working on it too because there was other construction going on in the building.
Yeah, they might have changed our whole Walmart. It's like I said, it's literally COVID. I stopped going there because I don't know if you guys realize, but Connecticut was like had no COVID things,
Yeah.
and also it boomed. Or I shouldn't say Connecticut, but New London County where I live, and it was like a big like weird thing because this whole area like got like COVID people like started getting it really bad, and we're close to New York, so it was always a scare. Where New York was the big epicenter.
Yeah.
And come to find out, the first like 50 cases were all Walmart workers.
Yeah.
And Walmart said nothing and did nothing and
Yeah.
knew about it, knew about it and did literally nothing.
Yeah.
So didn't like warn people going in, didn't warn their employees, didn't shut the store down, did nothing.
Yeah.
That's when the state of Connecticut said, no more. Walmart and all, Walmart, Target, and all those, you got a 10-hour a day limit, blah, blah, blah. The state walked in and said, you guys are screwed. Find them a buttload of money. I think they fined them like $1 million or something, which is,
chump change for them, but
I was going to say to Walmart, that's like finding me a real $50.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was worth it.
Should have hurt.
We made $30 million because you fined us $1 million. Yeah, like that's going to stop us from doing that again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can do the math for that. We made $29 million by ignoring your crap.
Yep.
Yeah, I made that a little too tight. I do think I can make it work though. If I freaking take the torch to this and drop it in there, I think it'll.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll just print another one. Little redesigning, little fusioning.
Just increase the size by like 1% in both directions, and
no, I'll open it up in fusion all properly. I was trying to make it tight, so I knew it wouldn't like the router would hit it and have it pop out. Which I'm really not too worried about with the way I designed it because it's like gripping it on the inside too. My editable documents. They are very yummy. They're editable. Edible. My edible documents.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't even have to like really redesign it. I can just move walls very small amounts. Like move that one -0.2. That sounds like a good number. And move this one -0.2. Oops, not 2.3, just 2. And then move this one and this one -0.2. And I'll move this one back a little. I can actually do that one even more -0.4 because that's just the twos. What else is catching? Is that going to fit inside there? Yeah, that fits inside there, no problem. So I don't need to make that any smaller. I think that's really all I got to do. I think that tooth will fit right down in there. I might make this just a hairy bit wider here. -0.2.
Oh, don't be so negative.
This one -0.2. I'm not. Making two negatives is a positive.
True.
A buttload of negatives are positive. That made a little weird lip there, but that might not be a bad thing. That little lip might help me lock it in. I think I'm going to leave that little lip.
Do it.
And then I think I'm going to just chamfer these slightly too, so it'll
Fuck.
0.25 of a chamfer instead of 0.5. We can chamfer that good. That'll help that slide in there. And let's give this a little chance. Did I already jam for that? I thought I had. Nope.
The hell is that?
Wait, 5. That would be freaking Viking drums.
I actually got the feedback for that myself, so I had to check. Was it that? Yeah, it was.
And export. And print that puppy again. Save as STL. Save. Right to the desktop. Replace. Yes, I would love it to replace that. Make that go away, and then I might as well find the printer and tell it to start heating up now. Because you know it's cooled down already. It's getting there. Keep the bed warm. That takes the longest to heat up anyways. And, oh yeah, idea maker. Firing up a little idea maker. I think this is a pretty brilliant design, man. This thing's just going to drop in there, and then you run around over it, pop it out. It's got a little lower lip here, so you can grab it, get it out.
Mm-hmm.
Nice face for it. You can screw it down to the table right here. It's pretty rugged. It's almost too rugged. Thinking I'm going to downsize the rugged of it.
No.
Add cast corner denibbler.
Nibbler.
I call it. The cast corner denibbler. It's a good name, don't you think?
Yeah.
I like it.
It'd be a perfect thing. I should talk to like Open Build and see if you can get them to include
These aren't their cast corners. I mean, they came with their kit, but they don't. I don't even think they sell these. They think it only comes with the kit. I mean, the ones I'm actually doing it to are like Amazon cheapo, $5 for 100 or whatever they are. They don't. I don't think they sell the cast corners at Open Builds. I think you can buy their billet aluminum ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not positive. I never looked there for them, to be honest. I should.
I just looked at the store, but I haven't looked for that.
Let's kick that. Actually, let's leave the shells and do the solid infill. Let's just do 4 top. And we will get rid of the top surface layers because I really don't need to waste the time with the concentric crap because that's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big enough table. I hope that's big enough for the router to flat on and not kink. I don't know if it is. Might have should have made it longer. But for now, it'll work. If I have to make it longer, I'll just freaking screw a piece of wood to the back of it.
Yeah.
just so the table of the router has a longer field to ride on.
Mm-hmm.
3 hours and 45 minutes. Sure, why not?
Not too bad.
No, I'm printing it pretty solid too. So it's nice and stiff and rugged. Where I am running a router on it, I kind of don't want it collapsing or nothing. that could get kind of dangerous. Cast corner nibbler, 3:30 in the afternoon. That would be right now. And print. What's going on Twitter? Oh. Wow, Shane, your bed's wobbling.
Yeah.
Somehow that ended up on the top of my feed again. Somebody must have commented on it or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Fun King's going to be streaming in like a half an hour, ain't he? There's Sundays.
I forgot about him.
I forgot about him. I haven't been watching the last couple of Sundays.
I missed the last one, I think.
Yeah.
I actually fell asleep once.
You got a little, look at that. You're not even watching me. Got the Fun King badge of honor.
Yeah.
You don't even watch him anymore. Freaking traitor. I like Glenn. Glenn's
Yeah.
good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So some of those streams kind of get boring to watch, so it's kind of.
Yeah. I usually, honestly, I almost always put him on like my iPad and just have him as background noise. Every once in a while, I'll like giggle at something they say and type a response. And, I'll be working on my computer or whatever while it's playing in the background.
Yeah.
I will say it's lost some of the energy it used to have with the three of them together. There was something about Walter, Chris, and Glenn as a group. The three of them just fed off each other so perfectly because they were so different personalities,
Mm-hmm.
Because like Walter is just, I mean, come on, it's just Walter. And then you had, Chris Riley, who's like the exact opposite of him. He's like the quietest, calmest,
And tech guy.
kind of geeky, kind of quiet. And then you had Glenn, who was like dead balls in the middle of the two of them.
Yeah. Great guys.
And they were good at feeding off each other, is what it was. It was a good thing. It's too bad they don't still do it once in a while. I could see why, they didn't want to do it every Sunday, but it would be cool to see them do it like once a month or something, get the three of them back.
Sure.
I guess Chris was on last weekend, wasn't he?
Yeah, a couple days ago, yeah. That's a fun stream.
And what the hell's his name? Now I can't think of his name.
Well, on the stream, yeah.
Print and play.
Huh?
Print and play guy.
Yeah. How I talk to him all the time too, and I can't. What is it with me and names? I keep getting blanks. People's names keep blanking out.
Is it like James or something like that?
Yeah, James,
Yes, James. The hell? I think I've known James longer than I knew frickin' Fun King. Not knew him personally, but saw his videos and stuff.
It's been fun hanging out, but I got to go now.
Yeah, I'm gonna
get some food.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's I should go upstairs and get some things done before dinner time. So
probably be Discord later.
Now that I took the chicken out a half hour ago,
yeah,
might not be ready.
Yeah, I gotta take the meat that I took out last night and throw it in a bucket of water to thaw it out the rest of the way. So I did.
If you took it out last night, it should be thawed by now.
It's not.
The
See you guys later.
A freaking 10-pound chicken.
No, it's some stir fry meat, and it's in one of those like packs where it's got like the plastic bottom with the plastic on top. So it kind of
whatever it came in.
Yeah, and it's kind of insulates itself, so it doesn't really, unless I open it up, it probably would have thawed out quicker. So
well, that's what I do. Is I always separate them because I usually buy big tins.
Yeah,
but I put them in Ziploc bags after wrapping them so I can take them out and they're not wrapped up as tightly. But anyways, yeah, it's been 2.5 hours. I'm gonna kill it.
All right.
Later, guys. It's been fun. It's been real. Bye, internet.